Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Chicks and Salsa. Are we ready to dance a little tonight, guys? Let's do a
You
little
know, I
salsa.
am. I'm always good for that.
Always ready.
That's
But I
so.
wouldn't mind some chips and salsa too. So either way, we can go.
Oh,
You
that's
know,
true.
whichever
This
way
is
we want to
true.
run. You cannot go wrong with chips and salsa. Just throwing it out there, especially
No,
chips or chicks and salsa. You really can't go wrong
This
with
is
those
true.
either.
Exactly.
I love
How,
it.
how is everyone?
Mm.
Doing good, doing good. You
Doing
know,
good.
I did my rivalry weekend and got that out of the way already, so I'm good. And I was on the right side of the rivalry weekend, so
Uh,
I was rooting for you, Candy. Don't tell Scott.
it's okay. It's all
That
good.
was a good game, though. I mean, it was fun to watch the excitement that Micah had brought to the team. So
yes.
um, you could tell that his passion, his love for the game was back, and that's pretty contagious in a system. So
Right.
kudos, that's awesome,
I
and I
think
love
what
it for
he
him.
was surprised how welcomed he was and how different it was playing in Green Bay than it is in playing in Dallas. I
Oh,
think it's just
yeah.
a different atmosphere
Yeah.
completely.
Definitely. So am I the only person that went to sleep last night and the Bears were winning to wake up that they had lost?
See,
I was
I had
watching.
just got captured into the game, and I stayed up too late, 2 nights in a row. Thank you, NFL.
I was like, oh, they're winning. Because I have this joke that one day a year I'm a Bears fan because I have a friend who played for the Bears years ago. So one game a year, and I'm like, oh, they won. I'm going to bed. I don't have to worry about it. I wake up this morning and I see all these memes, and I'm like, wait a minute. So the Vikings, like in like so many minutes, won the game. Okay, I'm lost.
Yeah.
Same with you. We've had that this weekend a couple of times.
Yep. Sunday night,
Yeah,
Monday night. That was pretty awesome way to end the week. I mean,
yeah,
honestly, my mama heart was feeling a little bad for um, McCarthy. I mean,
yeah.
that was just thinking. So I have this problem as I superimpose myself into that situation and imagine what it would feel like, and I'm just thinking, wow, you're in your hometown. This is your first chance to shine. You've been talked up. You are now the leader of men that are some almost twice your age. All these things, and to have such frustration show. He wasn't frustrated, but to not have success. So
Correct.
I was in it my mama heart for a minute. I'm like, I really would like for something to positive happen for him. And then I started rooting for the Vikings. Troy, you're welcome. Um, and I had picked the Bears to win because they were home. So I rooted against myself on my pick 'em. I don't know why I did that, but I
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
I have a hard time rooting for either of them. I'm sorry. I just, they're. I'm like, I go to Scott. I'm like, well, who do we want to win this game? I'm like, I really don't know because
I
I
mean,
don't
it's
know enough,
difficult for you.
and I don't know the teams yet well enough. Like some people predicted that Chicago was going to do really well this year, and then they have a game like that, and you're like, But I mean, it's the first game of the season, and a lot of teams, I don't think, found their rhythm, and I would even say
No.
that with the Lions, like that.
Yeah,
I was surprised.
yeah.
Like
That was
they're.
the biggest surprise. Um, you had the same apathy as I did for the Sunday night game. I was like, can we just let them both lose?
Mhm.
I was rooting for the
Yeah,
tie, but even that, I
yeah.
was rooting for the referees, and they don't score enough. So
Oh Lord. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think some of these teams are gonna find their rhythm until game three.
Mhm.
Just by the way this past week, I think it's gonna take till game three.
and
Mhm.
it's I feel like it's the teams that use the preseason not as a way to win games, but to I call it a month-long job interview.
Correct.
Evaluate talent. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm like, that's what it is. And people are like, oh, I'm like, I don't even care about it. So yeah, you won. Woohoo! I'm so happy for you. You beat the Chiefs
Hmm.
in preseason. Great.
Right.
How many of those players are making the team? I don't know. But the pros and cons are your first 2 or 3 games are kind of trying to put all 4 wheels on, and your pit crew is on the wrong side of the wall.
Correct.
But then at the same time, do you want to risk your marquee players in a preseason to lose them the entire season? I don't know. It's kind of a darned if you do, darned if you don't type situation, I think.
I would agree. I would agree. But I have to say, the one I was really kind of surprised with is how good Pittsburgh looked.
Yeah,
No.
Aaron looked good. Change the scenery. I mean,
the Jets look good. Let's not be.
right. It was a good game. I mean, I
Who
watched
would have
that.
who would have thought that the Jets would look better than Miami? Raise your hand.
I don't know. I debated. I'm like,
So here's my thing. Pittsburgh looked good. I kind of wanted between the Jets and Pittsburgh, I was kind of like, okay, it really don't matter which one that wins. But I mean, you guys know how I feel about Aaron Rodgers, but he did look good. I mean, I gotta admit, he was, yeah,
I'm with you on that one. I kind of wanted Fields to have the victory.
I did too. I did too. I was looking to see who's playing this week. Yeah, I really wanted him to have the victory, but yeah,
I
And
mean,
then
he now tied Tom Brady for throwing, what is it, in 28 games, 4 touchdown passes. And that's a
mm,
record between that he shares now with Brady. So,
mm-hmm.
and what about Danny Dimes? You know that he's the first player in NFL history to have a scoring drive on each drive
Yeah,
in a game. Danny Dimes, who predicted that one? Not me.
no, no. That's one of those ones, those long shot bets with Vegas that you win a bunch of money because you would never have thought about in a million years. So yeah.
And then, I think that Sam Darnold's performance highlights named Kevin, his name first name Kevin, and the coach in Minnesota, the
Kevin,
Vikings coach.
Hmm.
Kevin O'Donnell.
O'Donnell, yes, thank you. I was like, all I can think of is Kevin Home Alone. Um, it highlights his ability to bring out the best in quarterbacks if that's what Sam is. Did he have a bad game, or is that indicative of where he is now?
I think he had a bad game.
Okay. Well, I hope so too. I mean, I don't wish he's kind of one that Cinderella story that everybody kind of gets, kind of want to cheer for because he's been everywhere and he finally had some success last year. So, but I just think it kind of highlights how much O'Connell does for the quarterbacks because watching him in motion last night with his, I mean, it was nice to watch. I loved it.
Yeah, I can't say I love anything about the Minnesota Vikings. Sorry,
You
Carrie.
don't have to. I wouldn't expect you to.
Okay. So now last year, I had put them as one of the teams to possibly make it to the Super Bowl, and then they disappointed me, which I was glad because, of course, I could care less who I'm, as long as my Chiefs are in it, that's all I care about. But I
Right.
had put them as one of the teams. Um, like they were one of my top teams between them and the Lions. Philly was on there, but I have a love-hate relationship with them. So my bestie's a Phillies fan, so I have a love to hate. But they were one of the teams that I thought would rise to the top last year. So I don't know. I mean, after yesterday, I'm kind of wondering if we should put them kind of at the top as to be talking about over the next couple of weeks.
I think they showed up. I think we have Green Bay, and honestly, last year people were not br- commenting or highlighting enough that Green Bay has a phenomenal team, and they are young.
They're
Young
very
in the
young.
league.
They're young and they're fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
So
that's been the last 3 years. Is they are the youngest, like virtually the youngest team playing out there. Like their average age is the youngest the last 3 years.
mhm,
So I do not understand why they keep getting talked over or around.
mhm,
I think
Um,
because last year they had so many drops because I think they were so young that they weren't used to the NFL game. They weren't used to, like we said, in preseason. It's kind of a tryout of all these different players, so they never got their groove. And
right.
then Jordan got injured in that first game over in Brazil last year, so
Yeah.
I think that
They've
changed the
got to get
course.
their groove. They've got to
Right.
get, but I think I love him as a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, he's like Jaden Daniels. I love those two as quarterbacks, but I'm hoping that this year, they can they can shine because they're all really good. I mean, this class of quarterbacks overall, it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It's just these teams got to get once they get their groove. I think we're gonna see a whole different game come week 4. We're gonna start seeing a whole different game.
absolutely. And I guess we need to kind of talk about the elephant in the room between with Don and I, right?
Because you guys have avoided it so far.
We
Okay,
have
you know
go
what?
ahead.
Let's just put it this way. We love them. We love them. See, Candy, we love
Mhm.
them.
Mhm. I know.
They
I know.
lost. They lost. It happens. It's not the first time that they've lost a game or two at the beginning of the season. Um, I don't see it happening continuously, but was it a shock? It was definitely a shocker. Um, I think parts of the time they just weren't in sync with each other. Um, and I don't know if it was jet lag. I'm not sure, but I mean, I'm not gonna make excuses for them. They were not in sync.
I think that Worthy was supposed to be the focal point of
Yep,
the offense,
yep,
and so losing him, what 2 minutes into the game, if that,
right,
um, that sent enough of a shockwave. And then Butker, the never fail butt kicker.
right. I'm like, what? Like, come on
Um,
now.
yeah, but the run on, see, what was it, 59? The run on 59-yard field goal was impressive because they had no
Very,
time.
very.
Run on and kick it. But apparently that's something that's practiced all the time with them. Like every week they practice, they have that practice. So that's pretty awesome. And the fact that the team, that's something that the coaches want to be able to do. And then for that distance, amazing. Um, you
They
know,
are amazing, and I'll tell you this: I've went to their to their training camp several years in a row, so I've seen some of the plays that they end up doing in the games during the season. The thing is, they practice those things every day, all day. It's not a surprise. One thing, because I grew to love Andy Reid as a coach, is that he has them practice for the unexpected, and that's how they won the Super Bowl with San Francisco because they knew the rules of the game. That's how a lot of times they have won because they know the rules of the game and they practice for the unexpected. Most teams just practice for the basic plays and this that. They practice of what if this happens, what if that happens, But Worthy getting hurt that quick in the game threw I think everybody off.
yeah, I mean, I didn't get to watch it because I was busy doing something else, but I was listening to Mitch the Kid, which is the second best thing if you can't ever watch the game is find Mitch on the radio.
Hmm.
Um, and that's what I was picking. So I wasn't seeing it, but I was hearing it and visualizing. And it seemed like once we lost Worthy, it was trying to run with your shoelace untied and trying and not taking time to stop and tie it. So I don't think they ever stopped enough to regroup.
Hmm.
And so it was just the whole thing was, well, I tripped over my shoelace because I didn't stop and do this. And then I felt, kind of like it was just a
And then
constant.
I'm trying to keep my shoes on with the shoelaces not tied. And oh, by the way, somebody's chasing me, and I'm still like it. And now I'm tripping over the shoelace. It just they were not in sync. So I mean, yeah, there's no sugarcoating it. We lost it. They weren't in sync. This week we have Philly at home.
And Jalen Carter has already served his suspension. So I guess we need to send raincoats and umbrellas to our guys. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I really feel like also that there is this kind of relieves a little bit of pressure off. They've lost. Okay, great.
Right.
They can now step out of the limelight, right, and do their business. And
Hmm.
you've got the Chargers now. That'll be all eyes on the Chargers. You've got all eyes on the Raiders. They won. You've got all eyes on Broncos. They won. So the
Hmm.
Chiefs are in. We have captured fourth place in the division. But also, we're not in. I don't feel like we're going to be as much in the spotlight as those that. Well, we've been dismissed already, and that's fine because the Chiefs do better when we're not. Every
In
move
the
is
limelight.
yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
But I would again say, like, this is the first game jitters, like, and some teams came to play more than other teams, and the Chargers are not anyone to slouch at. I mean,
No.
they're not a pushover team. Like, that was not an easy matchup, and then travel how many thousands of yards, to go play this first game
And
too.
they
Like,
weren't there all week. So it wasn't like they
no,
had a whole week of rest and practice there. That's why I said some of it I feel like was jet lag. I mean, it's not an excuse because they're professionals, so they need to go to sleep and get the rest. But I mean, that's one of the hard parts about when these teams go play overseas. The only ones that get what is it, Jacksonville? Because they're in
Yes.
London. So they're usually in London for 2 weeks. So they always have the advantage because they're in London 2 weeks, but everybody else is only there for a few days.
Right, and I don't know when the Chargers went. I know that Andy sticks to going Wednesday to over your destination.
Hmm.
So he keeps that a a ritual. So whether they're
Right.
flying to New York or they're flying to Timbuktu, Wednesday's your travel day.
Right.
and they're not used to playing in that climate. Like, there's a lot of different, and the field conditions were very different. So I sometimes
Yes.
think, that plays a
Right,
role.
right, it
Oh.
does. But I'm going to
Mm.
flip that because there was still a winner there. So, I don't
Okay.
ever, I'm not ever going to use that as a reason. There's just a lot of variables. And I think, the final straw that broke the back was losing Marthy immediately. Kind of like, I feel like that's how come Philly defense couldn't cover a 50-cent coffee Thursday night because they lost their epic piece of the puzzle, and then they
Hmm.
spent the entire game until about the fourth quarter to figure out what they're going to do about it. So
Correct.
it's when you lose that one key position that then can put you all in a tailspin.
But
Good teams can find a way out of it. Those and then
Right.
mhm,
and they just didn't find their way out until too late. It was just too late when they started getting things to fall in their place.
right.
But there's going to be I think this week coming up, there's going to be some good games.
Oh, absolutely.
Thursday night it starts. I think
Yeah.
the Commanders and the Packers, that's going to be a good
I
game.
cannot wait to see that game.
Mhm.
I am ready to see that game. That is one of those games. I'm ready to see that one. I'm ready to see the Bears and the Lions, the Chiefs and the Eagles, and I kind of want to see Buffalo and the Jets.
I do
Mhm.
too.
I want to see Buffalo and the Jets. I'm curious to how that's going to play out.
Mhm.
It sounds like a good song too. Buffalo and the Jets. Spinning the Jets. Sorry,
Mhm.
my bad.
Yeah. So
But
yeah.
I think I've been doing a lot of thinking about this, and I've got something that a little project I'm going to start playing with for myself. But the AFC West is what it was is looking like it's going to play out like it was supposed to 3 years ago and be the most competitive division.
Hmm.
We have the most you have the 4 oldest coaches that have the most body of production and the
Correct.
most success out there in one division. So when whoever leaves what AFC West at the top has proven themselves.
Correct.
Buffalo doesn't have the same level of competition currently.
No.
And I think we're going to see it change in Miami. I kind of find it hard to believe that Mike is going to survive all of this if Tua doesn't step up. And honest to God, Tua is a Fabergé egg that should be protected and valued and used for a resource as a coach, because we're seeing that he is not sustainable in the game. My 2 cents. But
I
I
can see
think
him as a coach.
he would be an excellent QB coach. Are you kidding me? I think Alex Smith would be an excellent QB coach, both of them. I don't see Tua. I feel like Tua's health and potentially what his health will be like down the road, he needs to save himself.
I mean,
I didn't think he was going to come back this year.
I hate to say it, but look at what Brett Favre is dealing with now.
Junior
Yeah.
Seau.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I feel like. That I do feel like that he's on that path. And
Yeah. Sometimes it's time to go. I mean, sometimes it is time to say, you know what, I love this game, but also can be a resource in this game at something else. And I think he's one of those who, like you said, he'd be a great QB coach for a team. And that needs to probably be his new path. And he needs, like you said, save his health. He needs to say, I mean, because one more hit and he just may be done.
if he survives one more hit.
Exactly. That's what I said. He may just be done.
And I don't know his personal life, but I would think that he would want to have family, or if he doesn't already. And the reason why Jason Kelsey left the game was so he could have a chance at an active life with his girls. So I just hate it for his future.
Yep. And you've made the money, you have the money, you don't ever have to work. So, it's like you fulfilled your childhood dream.
Correct.
You've made it to somewhere where there's only a few people who can ever say that they played in the NFL.
Correct.
And so, yeah, I believe it's time. And I was very surprised he came back this year.
Me too.
I think the expectations were that they were going to be pretty good. Like everybody going into the season thought that division wasn't very good, that Miami had a good chance. And I think that's what it is. I think he really wants to have more success. And I don't see it happening with that organization. I think they said that he's still working on his relationship with Tyreek. Well, how long do you have to work on that? Like, I'm sorry. I mean,
well, let's throw this out there. Tyreek needs to work on relationships across the board, and maybe finding significant ones and not multiple ones.
Yeah, very true.
Hi, Melissa. So yeah, there. I feel like, yeah. Yes, I think we've seen the height of Miami. Look at the Jags. I was very impressed with how that turned out.
So was I.
Think the Pats have something going on there, and that's going to be interesting to see how that all blossoms out. I think that Miami hit their peak last year, and we're going to see a continual decline. Will they still win games? Absolutely. But are they Super Bowl bound? No, sirree. They are not.
No.
Newsflash.
Nope.
Not at all.
Nope. Well, okay, we've discussed, and we could talk for 2 more hours on NFL, but we know Miss Candy has a heart out, and we wanted to hit on the WNBA. So there's been a couple of cool things, also a couple of top stories.
Yeah.
Right.
Dawn, you were sharing a little bit with us about what you had found out about Angel Reese and her suspension. That is, she's serving right now, I think.
Yeah, she's serving right now. She made a comment, and it mainly just kind of came out to the fact that she felt like her team needed to do more so they can win. And her coach felt like it wasn't being collective of a team and being a team player. So they suspended her. I mean, it's kind of like we talked about earlier. Is it petty? Was she right? Was she right to say, express how she feels? Should she be able to say that, or should she have to bottle it up, with her team? Maybe the way she delivered it, maybe it shouldn't have been where the public heard it. It was just maybe it was something that should have just been said in the locker room when nobody else was around but her team members. But I mean, then again, maybe sometimes the truth hurts.
The other thing is she's also, it says Reese, who's already serving a league issued suspension for surpassing the regular season technical foul limit during Friday's contest against the Indiana Fever, recently criticized the state of Sky's roster in an interview, and that's why she's getting a team, but she's also getting a league issued for
Mhm.
for having a little more too many technical fouls there.
Yeah.
And maybe this is them trying to help her find composure when needed.
Mhm. Yeah.
Because if you're getting a lot of technicals, that means you're not keeping your composure in the right place.
Correct.
If you are shouting or spouting off about team unity and it is detrimental to the team, that needs
Mhm.
to be corrected. So
Correct.
maybe this is her growing up, just like we see the different suspensions across the sports as a, hey, there's boundaries. You're
Correct.
not without boundaries.
Correct.
So in that aspect, we knew that she was spicy.
Oh, but we like her because she's spicy.
I like her because she's spicy, but she cannot be past habanero spicy.
She can't be extra spicy, but we like her because she's spicy.
We
Go
like
ahead.
her, but she needs to stop at habanero and not exceed on past that. So
Yes. Yes. And then Caitlin's out. So
Caitlin's been out since July, and it is official that she will finish this year on IR with her groin injury. Those two coming to the league has brought even more
exposure.
more exposure because they are with the age of technology is in everybody's hand, and so they are the face of the new face, and I love that for them. But it does affect their league when both of them are gone. So,
Yeah.
I kind of,
Yeah. Let's
I
see.
can,
I wonder if ticket sales are going to drop.
I know there is. I have a friend that her daughter is Michael Jordan and Caitlin Clark. Those are her two role models. So for people out there that's the category, no, that they're going to go to the games to see if she's on the sideline or not. So, it just
TV ratings might drop a little bit too,
yeah,
though.
I'll say
You
it could affect the overall ratings. Absolutely, absolutely. We're getting really close to the 30-minute mark, and I saw something pretty cool on TV that we'll use as Jen's happy story, if that's okay with you ladies.
Okay.
That way we can get Candy so she can do Inside the Pigskin.
Got it.
Yes.
Yes. So it was on I had ESPN on the background, and it was their live basketball time, and the top 5 basketball shoes sold and worn currently in the league. No one's going to be surprised when I tell you that Kobe was number 1. But the neat part is Sabrina, and I'm going to say her last name wrong. Enescu? Did I say it right?
Enescu, yep.
Okay. She is number 4, and her shoe is currently being worn by men in the NBA, and they like it because it has a little bit more grip to it than
Nice.
the Kobe. But they also tied how Sabrina was very much a fan of Kobe. So it's really kind of neat that in the top 5 is her idol or the person that she liked and followed. And then her shoe is also there. And they showed all these different men and the different colors that her shoe was in on the floor. I thought that was really cool.
That is cool.
A great spotlight for the WNBA during the NBA games. So that's, I love that. I love that there's that cross support from the men to the women and the women to the men. I love that. I think that's great. I think that could only build the both leagues, honestly.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And it's going to be starting in a couple of weeks.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, because we're running up into the fall, October, which is the month that everybody is playing everywhere.
Everybody.
There's so much excitement. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. October, we have football, basketball, baseball, soccer, like everything.
And even
There
Every-
is a
Everything
sport.
is in hockey too. I mean, like
Yeah.
it is literally.
Yeah.
And then
And hockey.
NASCAR's
Yeah.
got their
Yeah.
their stuff. I almost said the wrong word. Their stuff going, and yeah. So I mean, it is literally a sportsman dream. So hold on, hold on to your hat, folks, because we're getting ready to go for a ride of our lives.
We got 31 days of having a whole lot of sports fun.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
We do
Yes.
appreciate everyone out there that watches, that subscribes. If you have questions, you know how to hit us all up. Find us on 3 Chicks in the Pod Facebook. You can find us on Twitter with Jen and Megan. We're soon going to be adding Dawn's feed to our system so we can get out there on Dawn's feeds as well. And Candy with South Tribune, with every show
Yes.
under the umbrella at her disposal.
Yes. Yes.
Candy, I'm going to have to come down and go to a game with you.
Oh,
You can come on down.
you should go because she's always on the field taking pictures.
This Saturday, I will be on the field for the Hurricanes South Florida game, which is a number 5
Nice.
team. That should be a really good matchup. I'm excited.
Nice.
Candy, you should post your Hard Rock Cafe photo on 3 Chicks because that was amazing. She caught the big moon in the Hard Rock.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It
We're
was
going to have to see
beautiful.
that.
Yes. Folks, we really appreciate you tuning in and supporting us, all of us chicks that do this for the love of the sports. We look forward to seeing you again next Tuesday night. Like, subscribe, share, the rules.
And I'm going to ask one last thing. If everybody could just say a prayer for Jen and her family, and we're just going to leave it at that. But if everybody could do that, that would be awesome.
Absolutely.
All right. I see you ladies next week.
Peace, happiness.
Bye.
Bye.